Hi, Krista from KristaHomes.com. How are you? Closing cost credits. Is it okay to give closing cost credits? Do I suggest it? Well, it really depends upon the type of buyer that you're getting, and more than anything, if you feel the home will appraise to include the amount with the closing cost credit. So what sellers have to understand, number one, is that when they are giving a closing cost credit, let's just give an example of a $200,000 home, and the buyer is asking for a 3% closing cost, which would be $6,000. The seller, the home, number one, has to appraise for $200,000, but the seller is giving back that $6,000 to the buyer to help pay for their closing costs. How does that help benefit the buyer? The buyer at that point has to come up with less money out of their pocket to pay for the closing costs, because they are going to have additional expenses like their down payment. So this will help the buyer be able to retain some of their money. How does this kind of a situation help the seller? Well, the buyer might pay more money for the home than maybe a person who's not getting a closing cost credit, so that can benefit the seller. But seller, you need to be aware and be careful. Make sure that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that your home is actually going to appraise for the $200,000 loan in this example. So the bank, when they're loaning on the property, they're basically saying that, hey, the house is actually worth $200,000, and part of that money that the house appraises for, you're actually giving back to the buyer. So if you're not sure about the house appraising, or if that can be a concern, don't ask for too much closing cost credit, or don't let the seller give too much of a closing cost credit, because that can affect you with the appraisal issue. Hope that helps. www.kristahomes.com. Krista Mayshore. Thanks so much.